I'm about to show you guys how to make the most dominant big man build in the game. This build is perfect for 2s, this build is perfect for 3s, and this build is perfect for rec. It's important to know that there are 2 versions of this build. The one that I made and how I would make it now that I've played with it and know its strengths and weaknesses. Make sure you watch the video all the way through because I'll also be showing you guys the best badge setup as well, how you can change the build to get more badges, and where to allocate your +4 badges. Before we get into it guys, support is free and I'm on my grind, so all I ask is that you leave a like. And if you want to make my day, hit the subscribe button as well, and let's get into it. Before you guys go ahead and spend the money on the VC and make this build, I'm going to be listing out the pros and cons so you'll know whether or not this build is right for you. Pro number 1 is that it's very easy to find teammates on this build. Making a big man in general is a good idea because a lot of people like to make point forwards and guards, and it's very hard to find big men. But people will want to play with you on this build. I've had games where I've gone into the rec, dropped like 20 and 8 blocks, and then people have added me from there and I've been able to find teammates. So you're never going to be alone playing on this build. Con number 1 is that this build cannot shoot at all. This is not a shooting big. If you guys want a shooting big build, I have a shooting big build video coming very soon, so make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. But this build cannot shoot. Pro number 2 is that the badges on this build grind itself. This was my rebirth. I made it. I got to probably an 87 overall, and I just jumped right into the rec with my homies. Like, you do not need to go touch my career at all when it comes to this build. The badges literally grind itself. I'm almost maxed out right now, and I've had the build for like 3 days. My anchor is almost Cord Hall of Fame. Like, the badges literally grind itself. Con number 2 is that it's very hard to find a bucket by yourself on this build. Well, not very hard, fairly hard. But that's why I made the 2 versions and show you how I would change it to be able to create my own buckets. A lot of your buckets are going to come from backing down people who are a lot weaker than you and then rising up right on them and finishing. So the second build really shows you how to increase your ability to do that. But as for the first build, it's fairly hard to find buckets by yourself. Pro number 3 is that this build is very competitive for rec and park. Like, even though the build can't shoot, I've literally gone onto the park and streaked up with this build because people cannot guard it in the paint, which causes people to double and triple team you. So if you have the right IQ and make the right pass, it's so easy to get your shooters open. Like, this build is super competitive. I promise you, out of the last 30 games that I've played on this build, I've won 25 or 26 of them. The last con of this build is that it does need shooters in order to perform well, and it needs a clear paint. So you want to be the sole big man and you want to have 4 shooters around you most times. You can play with a slasher power forward if anything, but they have to be able to space the floor as well, because when those double and triple teams are coming, if your shooters cannot shoot, then you're passing the ball for no reason. You understand what I'm saying? And it needs a clear paint. You need to be the only person down there so that you can ISO the other big man down in the post, back him down under the basket, and rise up on him. And the last pro is that this build is just very fun. You get a lot of contact dunks, you get some crazy block animations. It's just a fun build. You wouldn't be playing 2K if you weren't trying to have fun. This build is very fun. It's very easy to play with as well, because a lot of people's trying to be dribble gods and things like that. I know my first 2 builds I made, I was trying to be able to dribble and shoot. That's very hard, but if you just want to get on 2K and have fun, I promise you this is the build for you. Now for our position, we're going with the center position. Your handiness doesn't matter, your number doesn't matter. I go 21 always because that's my favorite number. Your height is 7'1". You are going to be way bigger than most of the other big men that you're going to be playing against. Most of the time I'm going against 6'10s and 6'11s, and they're getting fooded by me in the paint because they can't do anything. I'm too big. Your weight does not really matter. I believe anywhere from 243 to 259 works with this build. I'm going 259 because I want to have that size on my build and make sure like they know I'm a problem when they see me step on the court. We're going max wingspan, 7'11" wingspan, and I'm going built because, like I said, I want them to know what's up. Like I said, I'm showing you both ways. Here's how I made it, and the attributes are very, very, very specific. Because like if you move one down, you're gonna lose a badge here or there. Pay attention, okay? So the close shot goes all the way up to an 84. And when I make these builds, I always think, this is how I start them. What do I want to be best at? What am I not willing to sacrifice? What do I want to have the most of? And I knew for this build, I wanted to get a 98 standing dunk. I knew that I wanted 99 defensive rebound and 99 block, okay? I knew that these three things I wanted to do better than everybody else. So I made sure I got those to a 98, and everything else I worked around those numbers. I didn't get to a 99, by the way, because I don't really need fast twitch on Hall of Fame, okay? We already have a rise up on Hall of Fame, and that would take more badges, and you know it gets difficult. Boom. Our interior defense also goes up to a 90. So as you can see, when it comes to the paint, this build plays defense. It's very hard to score in this build. If you're jumping and stuff like that, it makes you play worse defense if you're sitting here jumping around, bouncing around all the time. But if you stand there and put your hands up, you're gonna get animations where you're literally, people are throwing the shots off the top of the backboard because they can't mess with you. When them little guards is trying to go over there and lay you, you're punching it. Like 10 times out of 10, you're punching it. So now, to fill out the rest of these attributes, pass accuracy goes to a 70. Now watch, we're gonna talk about this when I show you how to improve the build, because it does not need to go this high. Your free throw, because I play a lot of rec, I made sure my free throw is a 65. Your driving dunk is gonna go to a 82 for the badges, and your driving layup is gonna go to a 73. No, I lied. I believe a 79 for the badges, okay? And now your offensive rebound goes up to an 80. Your speed goes up to a 60. You're very big, so you're not that fast. Acceleration is a 50. Strength is an 86. Vertical is a 75. And your stamina, okay, I messed up somewhere. Okay, my fault. Your driving layup goes up to a 73, actually. And there your stamina goes up to a 90. And you can actually change it to a 91, or you can put it on ball handle. It doesn't really matter. You can do whatever you want with this last point. Maybe throw it onto driving layup to get 74 driving layup. Okay, so this is the build that I'm rocking with. Okay, now what I would do differently if 2K refunded me my VC, deleted my build, and said remake it how you want to remake it. These two stats are not as important. You barely take your driving layups and you barely take your driving dunks. The goal of this build is to get down into the paint and mash it on them. You understand what I'm saying? In order to do that, we need more post control, because we need to be able to back them down better and be able to do a move out of that, like a drop step. You understand? So now I would take my driving dunk all the way down to a 73, which is still very, very, very competitive. On the driving dunk, it's not like you're gonna be missing driving dunks anyways. You have a 73 driving dunk. You're still gonna be hitting them, making them. And your driving layup, I would also take down to a 73. That allows you to get your post control up. But our pass accuracy also does not need to be this high. Our goal is to get silver break starter. You understand? So all we need in order to get that is a 65 pass accuracy, because look, break starter, once we get that silver, we can core that. We can get bronze vice grip, bronze bailout. If you really want to get silver vice grip, which is not that important honestly, you can move it up to a 67 and get that silver, so that you can get core break starter, get vice grip silver, and then get bailout as well. But I don't really recommend that. I think you should take it down to a 65, and then that allows you to be able to get to 74 post control. So that allows you so much more abilities when it comes to being in the post, being able to back down your opponents. You already have an 86 strength, so you're way stronger than most people. You're gonna be able to back them down. And now it's easy for me to back them down, but right after that, it's hard for me to do a move to get open, like a post spin or anything like that. So a lot of the time I find myself getting 3 seconds because I pump fake. If they don't fall for the pump fake, then it's over. By the way, your pass, your ball handle can go back down to a 30 if you dropped it down. So that gives you more attributes as well. But yeah, like I was saying, this build is so much better because it allows you to create your own buckets better, as opposed to being able to get down there and then praying that they fall for the pump fake so that you can put it on their head. You understand what I'm saying? So now with these extra attributes, you can get to a 75 post control. You can throw it in your vertical as well. So if you drop this back to a 74, you can actually get a 77 vertical and then a 92 stamina. You can do a lot with these extra points. However, I think minimum, this is how your finishing setup should be. The interior defense and the defense and rebounding is the exact same. The shooting is the exact same. I recommend you take your ball handle down to a 65. This is more than enough to make those full court passes very, very, very accurately. Like I've literally I literally all the time make passes from the paint, full court paint, into the next side of the court, into the paint, straight down the middle, and people aren't able to intercept my passes. Like it's still so fast. I don't know if that needs a nerf or anything like that, but I'm telling you, it's fast. Okay. With these, I'll just throw these in there so you can see you don't really get any more badges when it comes to that. If I drop this back down to a 75, I'll show you don't really get any more badges from that. So back to a 73, you're not getting any more badges here. You're not getting any more badges. You can if you're looking at like what actual badges you get on this side, I believe you get Dream Shake on gold if you get to a 77, which is cool. I don't really know how to activate that badge honestly, but you can try that. But that actually sounds fire if you know how to use the let me see, helps determine let me see, post move fakes have a higher chance of stunning a defender. Also, shot attempts have an increased shot percentage. So you know what? This might actually be the way to go. You might actually want to get that that gold Dream Shake if you're really into that. But that's not how my badge setup would work. So for the interest of showing the badges in the video, I'm gonna do it this way. Okay. So damn, they get damn. I wish I made my build this way, because you get so much more flexibility to do everything. All right, y'all. So let me go ahead and show you guys the badges, okay? Now, for our takeover, this right here does not work. I'm gonna keep it a bit with y'all. I use it, does not work. I feel like I get less badges when this is activated. I would go paint intimidation for sure. For our secondary takeover, this also does not work. For some reason, I can't swim around people when I have this activated, or by the time I do swim around them, the ball is already like in the air because of the rebound. Like it's already bounced off the rim, so you're able to swim around, but then the rebound is already secured by somebody else. So I would go see the future. You can see by the comparisons that this is a highly defensive build, and I think that that's awesome because it doesn't really let them know that you're so strong on the inside. Like you have a 98 standing dunk and an 84 close shot. You understand? So they don't really expect it. They just think, oh, he's just gonna be big and strong in the paint. They don't really know that you literally can average 30. Like I have so many games where I'm the top scorer. So now for the badges, here's how I would recommend you doing it. And now I have even more badges to work with on this build as opposed to the other build, because my build only gets 22 finishing badges. So I would go gold fearless, bronze posterizer, at least silver back down. Now rise up has to be cord, fast switch gold, masher gold. Now with your +4, it's really up to you, but I would consider putting +4 into here to get drop stepper on silver. That's gonna allow you to be able to create your own opportunities to get buckets and things like that. Or if you wanna maybe, I'm not sure, somebody can confirm with me in the comments if posterizer activates on like standing dunks, because I believe that's just rise up. But if you wanted to, you can do this instead and then put +1 into there and be able to have your other badges for other things. You understand what I'm saying? But these three, this is how I recommend you set that up. And fearless finisher is also very important, because when you're in the paint and you don't get a and you don't get a standing dunk animation, you're still gonna want to be strong enough to put the ball in the hoop. Okay. Back down punisher, I also recommend this badge a lot, because that's how you create your own buckets, is by being outside of the paint, backing them down under the basket, and going straight up. Playmaking, like we said, we're coring this, we're getting this bronze, and we're getting this bronze as well. Okay. Bailout, I don't really use bailouts too much. However, like, you never know if you are going for a layup, or if you're going for a layup and they give you one of them stupid jump shot animations that you don't want, you can just pass out of that real quick. Bronze bailout is really good on this game. I know on my point forward it's really good, but it should be good for your big as well. Vice grip is important so that you're not just throwing the ball away, losing the ball, so that you get the rebound. Excuse me. Now, for your defensive and rebounding badges, you want box out beast on Hall of Fame for sure. Chase down artist, you can also put that on silver. Now, I will say this build is not gonna run up the court on a fast break and go get a chase down. It won't. But I feel like this also does activate in the half court. Meaning, like, if, for example, if you're on rec or something like that, and there's somebody in the paint and you were like kind of at the 3-point line, I feel like if they're driving towards the paint and you're driving towards them to go and block it, I feel like chase down artist does activate. I feel the speed boost. Now, anchor is gonna go on Hall of Fame. Rebound chaser is gonna go on Hall of Fame as well. And this is between you. Now, I'm gonna give you guys a tip that I kind of realized today. I think in this game the Hall of Fame badges are broken. I get way more blocks on gold anchor. Like, I get way more blocks, and I also get way more rebounds on gold rebound chaser as well. Even silver, I get more rebounds than on Hall of Fame. So I don't know if they have to patch that, but for now that does save you a lot of badges. So you can do something like this. You can get bronze gold brick wall, and then you can put +3 into pogo stick. Get all of your core badges or your tier 3 badges gold, and then you will have +1. So then you can put the +1 into drop stepper. You understand what I'm saying? Rise up, I haven't tested it on gold. I immediately put it onto Hall of Fame once I could. So I couldn't tell you if I've been getting more contact dunks on gold. However, I know that with these badges right here, they are so much better on gold than Hall of Fame. It's actually ridiculous. And if that's a real thing, then 2K, you gotta step it up for real. But this is the badge setup that I would use. Remember, I would put the +3 into defense to get pogo stick. This is the badge setup that I would use until they patch it. And then once they patch it, maybe I guess I would go with this, that, keep that, and then if you decided to still put the +3, then you will be able to get to silver. But then once you hit level 39 for the season, you'll get that +1 and be able to throw that in there and still also get your drop stepper on silver. And the last thing before I wrap it up, I will say, when you're putting on your badges, put fast switch before masher. Fast switch is so much better than masher. You're gonna realize that with this build, before you have fast switch, you're gonna be going for a lot of layups and a lot of slow animations, and you're gonna be getting your shots and your dunks punched because you're not going up fast enough, and it's gonna be a little bit overwhelming. But I promise you, once you have these two badges together, it becomes a completely different build. All of a sudden, you go up so fast that they can't play defense on it because they don't know that you're about to go up. You understand? But this is the build, y'all. I recommend. I would have made this build first if I could have, and I wouldn't have put the extra $100 into VC into my other two builds. Like, I promise you, this for me is the most fun build I've made in a long time. All right, make sure you guys like the video. It really helps me a lot. I enjoy seeing my subscriber count go up as well, so please make sure you guys subscribe. Let me know if anybody wants to collab as well. If y'all want to play 2s or 3s, I'm down for anything. I'm on PSN, so just drop your PSNs down there. And Have a good day, guys. Appreciate y'all.